Norm, thank you so much for those words. Today is such a humbling evening. You know, to be introduced by a man who has been a mentor for me for 25 years, Scott Oakey. When I was at Microsoft, he was someone who would always push us to do more than we thought we could do. And so just as Bruce Kaji has been the visionary for the Japanese American National Museum when it started, Scott was that vision where he said that we want to create this museum without walls, and asked me to figure out how to do this. And it was such an honor. But more than vision, you also have to have heart. And for me, where that heart comes from is my family, who came here from Seattle. In particular, my wife, Sarah, and my two kids, Tanya and Casey, who for 21 years have always been there for me as I've done this journey. So thank you guys so much for all that you've done. For 21 years was when Densho started. And so we've been a partner of the Japanese American National Museum. And so I want to say something with really strong conviction. You have a new CEO that I think is going to be really, really good for not only the Japanese American National Museum, but for the community. That Ann Burroughs, from the 6 months that I've known and met her, is someone that can really make a difference. And so I really encourage the people in this room, if you haven't done so already, please reach out to her and ask her how you can help, because it's so critical right now. Especially now, I think the people in this room understand that more than ever, I think even more so than any year that the Japanese American National Museum has been around, now the Japanese American story is needed more than ever. Because today, and here's an example. Last week, I was in Birmingham, Alabama. I was doing some teacher training and giving some talks. And I was in a room like this where half the audience was African American and half the audience was white. And after my talk, we stayed around for about an hour talking about racism in the United States and what was going on in our country today. And pretty soon, it sort of morphed out of this that people start talking about today and what's happening to other communities that are being targeted with hate and fear, just like Japanese Americans were 75 years ago. And so, from the personal stories of Japanese Americans, because that's what I showed them, I just showed these personal stories and the impact on individuals, people really understood that when you start thinking about guilt and innocence, or loyalty or disloyalty, it's not based on the color of your skin or your religion. It's really the character of the person. And these stories really came out. And so I have a promise to make tonight. And it came when I was watching the In Memory, and I saw Francis Kaji, and I heard Bruce Kaji talk. These are the individuals that over the last 21 years, we've interviewed over 900 Japanese Americans, including the Kajis. And my promise to you, and to you especially, Bruce, is these stories will be cherished and they will be preserved forever, because these are the stories that will help our country navigate not only today, but in the future. So thank you so much for this award.